Right now in this session I'm gonna make an example using architectural column. As I mentioned, we use the architectural columns for making the designings decorative. Suppose that for interior designs or interior architectures in a classic way or modern. Let's see, here I just want to set some columns. I have opened this file. Watch this. Here we got an architectural column. Watch this. Like this way. Then here if I want to model this, and here we got the profile. As you can see, I select these profiles by this way. Watch this. I select this, and then Control C, Control N. I open a new file and then I paste it here. Let me delete these by this way. After that, let me close this, and then we delete these lines by this way. OK. Entered, and we select them all. Afterwards, then we position it in the reference or base point. Then let me measure the distance of here. I mean, the dimensions are not standard for us. 200 and actually 2403. Okay, 2400. Then I scale it in relation to the base point. Again, let me measure the distance. Check it out. Not point. 24 for 24 centimeters. Let me scale it again, measuring the distance like this way. OK. So here is the result. I type UN, then I set the unit to meters. I want to purge the items per joule, per joule. OK, Control S to save this file. Let me specify the file path, but let me choose the file path by this way. Check this out. Architecture. I open the file here. Watch this. AR-CO01. Right click, copy. Then I get back to this part, Revit. Then for creating architectural columns, I click on File, New, Family. Afterwards, I want to select columns, not structure column. Okay, and as we are working on architectural, we select metric column. Okay, and here we got some guidelines, some parameters. I can select and delete them, and just keeping these intersecting or crossing reference planes, and deleting some parameters that we do not need them. After doing this, it's time to draw the profile and work on it. Okay, so we can model it as best as we can. To do this, and I want to model it in C shape, so I draw these two references and one more. After that, I measure a distance and equalize them by this way and one more dimension line. I select this dimension, I associate it to a new parameter. I name it wife, and then I click on OK. Depth. And note that we don't have to delete the predefined parameters, okay? However, we can keep the predefined parameters and select them and associate them to these dimensions, okay? So there is no need to delete them. 300s to 200s. Here is the result. After that, I want to Let me see. Selecting sweep, sketch path. Watch this. Like this way. Then I align it, lock, by this way. Then I lock them, okay, to make sure that they are connected to each other. Then I want to open front view. Watch this. From insert tab, import CAD. Then I want to open the CAD file here, import it here. That I just have prepared it. Here it is. Well done. Then let me see. Then I want to draw a geometry. Then I unpin the CAD file. I move it. Mirror, unchecking copy. I mirror it. Then again align. Watch this. By this way. Okay. And I should here revise the height. Some parts are fixed, but the center is going to be variable. I select the sweep, editing the profile, deleting this part. However, here I can, let me cancel this, cancel. Firstly, let me drawing a reference here. Watch this. By this way. Look at this, and then one more reference here. Okay, let me check this out. 255, 255. Okay, and lock this. Afterwards, I want to edit this. Edit, select profile and edit. Then I delete the box here. Then I pick line and watch this, or using pick line, working on the CAD file. Watch this. If I draw the lines less than 0.7 millimeters, they will be deleted. Okay, let me trim these and extend them like this way. I don't draw it integrated since we can work on the height better. I click on finish to save the changes. This was the first part. Very well. I want to assign a name to this. I name it base, and I name this as T. Okay. Then I select the sweep here. I make a copy out of it, and watch this. Then edit profile, B, edit. Look at this. I want to delete this. Well done. Then picking the rectangle like this way. Watch this. And then I align this and lock it by this way. And then finish. Here it is. Then I move this upward like this way. Align. Then for this part I select this, copy to clipboard, paste it on it. Then edit work plane, I set it to T as top. Edit sweep, select profile and edit. Then I delete the profile. Then I want to use line and drawing this. Pick line. Watch this. I click on pick line. Check this out. Then I want to draw this geometry by this way. Check this out. Watch this. Then I trim it. Very well. Let me treat the rest of the parts. Align, lock, and lock. Okay, finish to save the changes. Then I want to delete the CAD file here. Watch the result in the 3D view. This is our column. Let me check. If we move these levels, the column should move too. Here I can select these, and then I assign a material for them, M dash, for example. Let me see, column. Okay. Then for the other parts, we don't want to work on them, okay? Got nothing to do with them. For now, I want to leave this. Then I get back to the plan view. And for the inside, we can just make it solid extrusion on the base. Then I draw a box here. Watch this. Then I lock them. Finish to save the changes, opening the front view. And as it is visible, I can adjust it. Watch this. In fact, here we got a solid column. I assign the material. However, I can join it to the other layer as well to integrate them. And then we specify the depth 100, 400s, apply, 800s, 300s. This is the result. So 200s and 400s. Check it out. And then I want to assign the material, gypsum board, wallboard. I added using the appearance, and OK, apply and OK. Let me save this file. Then I name it as ir-m arc column. Very well. After that, I want to load it into the project, and then I want to use it as a decorative element wherever I want. And as I mentioned before, the architectural columns inherit the materials of the walls, or they include the materials of the walls. 200s. Check it out. They get the same materials. Watch the 3D view. Here it is. And by this way, we can represent them. But as we have specified the materials, unique materials for the columns, but if I change it to by category, then you'll see they include the specified materials of the walls. But if I specify a unique material to the walls, to the column itself, then we'll have exceptions. And I can specify a pattern for them for the plan views. It's for when we separate them from the walls. Actually, for the coarse level of details, again, I connect them to the walls. Here is the results. So you can control their behaviors while they join walls. Then let me get back to the family. Then I want to talk about these two options here, which are special to the columns that we will talk about in the next session.